you worried that such a policy would equate to legalized slavery?
What do you mean by legalized slavery?
Well, you said that workers shall be forced to work to pay for their incarceration. Isn't forced labor without just compensation, isn't that what slavery is?
Well, if someone wants to break the law unknowingly, it's not the fact that we're forcing them to work, it's we're forcing them to pay for what they've broken, which is society. So it's as if you break something in a store, you have to pay for it. How you pay for it, that's however. If you knowingly commit a drug charge and go to prison, then you are getting yourself into that situation.
So slavery is justified in some situations?
Not slavery. I would not call that slavery.
Under the education field, your party writes, achievement is the basis for access to college. What does that mean?
I'm not sure if that was worded correctly. There might have been a typo. I believe that our education, we believe that as long as you work hard, then anyone can get to college. Hard work is the basis of any foundation that you want to build off of.
Does your party support government loans and grants to students who cannot afford college?
Yes, we do.
In education, you write, all students will be required to enroll in a public or private school at the age of 5. Are you advocating for all-day kindergarten?
No. As long as they are going to a kindergarten, like where I'm from, they have half-day kindergartens it's as an entering phase into school. It's still school, but it's that entering phase, so it's not all brought upon young children.
Under environmental policies, your party writes that there will be an emphasis put on the need for cleaner energy sources. Could you elaborate on how that would be done?
Well, we believe that the process of going from oil to natural resources as an energy source is going to take time. But we need to start working on that now. So we're going to start moving to windmills, solar energy. We're by a couple Great Lakes, so we're going to start using hydro water power.
Are these government projects, or?
Yes, they will be.
Under your platform, under a section entitled Party for the People on Families and Children, you have 2 points. You say strong support of abstinence and a respect for fatherhood and encourage adoption. Why nothing about women in a policy entitled Families and Children?
We believe that women have just as much of a importance of a role as the father does, but fatherhood was the whole aspect of family. We want to keep a unity of a family once a child is born. So women are involved as that just as much as the father, but typically saying a father leaves the family rather than the mother.
Do you worry that your support of abstinence only and your opposition to abortion somehow conflict with one another?
Well, if people stay abstinent, then they won't have to worry about abortion.
But studies tend to show that abstinence-only educational programs don't actually reduce premarital sex, which could, I think you would agree, result in unplanned pregnancies, which is the most likely situation in which an abortion would occur. So is it wise to oppose abortion and then advocate policies that perhaps advocate for unplanned pregnancies?
Well, if we support not having abstinence, then more people will go out and have sex. And I believe the more sex, the more likely you are to have a child. And since we don't believe in abortion, then not necessarily the aspect of fatherhood will come. We want there to be morals involved in the government.
When you talk about morals in the government, whose morals?
Each person has individual morals, but there's a generalization of the average country person's morals.
So you believe there's consensus on the issue of
Yes.
abortion?
To a degree, yes.
All right. In your policy about foreign policy, you write that Iraq is becoming an example of reform. Yesterday, bombs went off in Iraq, killing 99 people. Is this the reform you're talking about?
Prior to yesterday, we were on a road to reform, doing much better than yesterday. We're not as much concerned about Iraq as Afghanistan. Iraq, we've kind of backed out of. We are on foreign policies. We believe in supporting the United States as much as possible. We believe in supporting any of our allies. So wherever the United States goes, we'll go.
In your policy stance on Homeland Security, you write, provide armed forces with better pay, training, and treatment. Recent reports show that people in the military are already in the 75 percentile in terms of pay for people of similar age and educational level. Don't you think they're already well paid?
I do. But we want to...
So you believe they should be paid more than they already are, despite the fact being in the 75 percentile of pay?
I believe that if you're protecting your country, you deserve to be compensated justly.
Well, what is justly?
Well, it's your life at risk. In times of war, your pay should be increased. So if we're at war as we are right now, I believe...
So what is a just pay then?
A little more than it is now.
So the 75 percentile is not high enough pay?
Not for putting your life at risk, I don't believe.
But you don't have a figure of what would be just?
Well, it depends what position you are in the military as well. If you're on the front line with your life at risk, I believe your hazard pay should be much bigger than, let's say, a captain or something. But, of course, a captain will be paid more than a private first class anyway. So I believe that if you are on the front line, then maybe you should get $5,000, $6,000 more than what you currently are.
Okay. In a policy stated on war and peace, you write that your goal is total and complete destruction of terrorism is needed. How do you destroy a tactic in war?
That was probably a typo. We believe in helping. Currently, America is involved in putting the Taliban and other organizations that are involved in killing people for it. They believe in getting their way, even though they're not really. They're fighting for something that's not a country. It's not right.
But isn't the Taliban a nationalistic organization founded in Afghanistan and actually controlled the country for 3 years? So weren't they actually fighting for control over the country of Afghanistan? So aren't they actually fighting for a nation?
But they're not anymore. They're fighting.
The Taliban is not fighting for control of Afghanistan?
They are, but they're not. They're fighting to survive as well. We want to make sure that all Taliban are eliminated so they can't hurt the FSA or our American allies ever. We don't want to risk being attacked at home like 9/11 in America.
Has the Taliban ever been engaged in a terrorist attack outside of Afghanistan?
They have, reports have been said that they were involved in a subway bombing in, I believe it was Spain, possibly several years back.
That was the Taliban, not Al-Qaeda?
Could have been Al-Qaeda, but I'm pretty sure it was the Taliban.
All right. And David, we'll just end with a very basic statement. Why should the people of Franklin vote for you?
People of Franklin should vote for us because we believe in limiting government and helping the people more than helping ourselves.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.